so that kind of leads into the whole story of how'd you end up finding Chester?
Well, Scott Hamilton, as I said, was partners with Danny Hayes, and we were sitting. I guess it's okay. We were drinking at the Four Seasons hotel lobby, happy hour during South by Southwest, and the joke was how bad that showcase was at the whiskey, and I was having a very hard time finding a vocalist. The band couldn't find anybody. We had ads out in every paper, etc. I was making phone calls, and Scott suggested this guy from Phoenix, and I'm like, we're calling this guy. What else? We're drinking. Let's go up and call him. He's like, no, we're not going to call this guy. I'm like, I had no idea what this guy sounded like at all. I didn't even know the guy's name. He just said he was in a band called Great Days. I'm like, let's do it now. And called him, and this kid got on the phone. It was his birthday. And when we talk about having passion and drive and putting everything else aside for that moment in time that could change your life, that's what exactly happened. So I got on the phone with Chester and just said, look, I'm looking for this band's going to be huge, which was completely erroneous. I mean, we couldn't get nobody wanted to touch us, but you have to stoke the fire a little bit.
You got to sell things to people.
Yeah, I mean that's what we do as music people who represent. We have to sell the vision. So I manipulated a little bit and said this band's going to be huge, and I had no idea what he sounded like. And he basically said, I'm going to leave my birthday party to go record these demos. And I was like, wow, I guess that's fire. That's just balls, whatever you want to call it. And it was amazing. So I came off the phone feeling really good about this guy who was leaving his birthday party, but kind of feeling bad about it because he was leaving his birthday party. He did it, sent me the demo by the time we got home, and I was just floored. And mind you, I had no idea what this guy looked like. So when I'm hearing this voice come out, I'll never forget. I'm picturing this guy way, way taller, like probably like 6'3", something, hair pulled back in a ponytail, just like little bit of hair coming down there, looking like this, tats, just jacked arms and stuff, combat boots. I really had this vision.
You made him like a G.I. Joe looking guy.
Yeah, right. It's just cool. Like whoa, that guy's intimidating. That voice. And when Chester showed up in my office, literally he had his dyed black hair, twisted in little spikes, and a shirt that literally looked like kindergarten kids came up and bedazzled them. Kindergarten kids from hell.
I love this.
And I was just like, oh my God. I mean, I was nervous about meeting him. And literally it was like a blind date because I'm nervous because I'm like, this guy's gonna change my life. I just love his voice. And he comes in, I'm like, wow. And we both talk. When you meet him, he's disarming.
Mm-hmm.
You're not expecting that look to come out of that, or that voice to come out of that look. And he was just literally had these Coke bottle glasses and this huge smile. And I'm like, this guy's not going to be able to scare anybody, like intimidate that growl. And after talking to him for maybe a few minutes, I was just like, wow, this kid, he's sweet and he's innocent. But what the hell is coming out of his voice has to be some serious inner angst and stuff that you normally don't see for a kid that looks like that and so sweet. And he just had this amazing glow, and I instantly liked him. Mm-hmm. And
listen, that was my opinion from our first meeting. Again, you look at him, you're like, all right, this little scrawny dude is he's got that voice.
Unreal. And then again, it comes down to everybody else who saw him was like, nah, it doesn't really fit that image. And we got that too. When I was shopping to every record label, the band didn't fit what they thought it would be. They kind of look nerdy, look like this, look like that. They don't party. They're not rock stars. Mm-hmm. But and we can talk about this later, is after that the album was made, I feel like the music helped the band with their image. Instead of the band dictating we're going to look like this, the band looked like they looked, and then made the music, and the music really dictated their confidence and that aggression and that intent. Shouldn't say aggression, but that intensity that really came across in their image. And that's what good music does. It'll make the image seem authentic, which it is, because it's them. They're not trying to look like anything. Those guys, you would see all the photos, they look the same for the most part. Anyway, I think we both had the same reaction with Chester, who's just a sweet guy who had a lot of growl and beauty in him, and the beauty comes across in his ability to sing those R&B licks, and that there's really low tones, and that it soothes you and draws you in, and that dynamic burst of angst and energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The harmonic overtones in his voice are just insane.
Insane.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he can sing anything. I'm sure you've seen clips from him through the years.
Yeah.
Singing pop stuff and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He can sing anything.
Yeah.
Too.
In Metal Hammer from way back in 2001, where Mike Shinoda said something about between Mark leaving and Chester joining the band that they would play with just like their friends as guest vocalists for a couple of months. Do you remember anything like that?
We definitely didn't do any showcases for any record labels with a singer that wasn't officially in the band. So without Chester, I did try to get Aaron from Stained, was a buddy, and he suggested somebody. I thought he was going to be able to come down, and that never happened. But I don't think we played shows. I mean,
did you ever audition other people before?
Yeah, we definitely auditioned other people
and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, they definitely went through auditions, but I don't think they ever played an actual show with anybody. I mean, I probably would have known about it, or
sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, you would have known.
I would have known for sure.
Yeah, there's we've gotten in contact with a few people over the years who at least say they auditioned. There's Boris Bauma, Kirk Harper, TJ DeMonte, a few different people. I don't know if any of those names ring a bell, but was there anybody that auditioned before Chester came in that you thought might be the guy and then ended up not working out for whatever reason?
No.
Okay.
The minute I heard Chester, even without seeing him perform live with the guys, I was like, it was instantaneous. And that again is part of what makes us good at our jobs. We just know, it's that tonality, whatever it fit. It also has to do with the vocal knowledge about where to slide in and maneuver through. And that's what Chester had. I didn't see anybody. It's very frustrating. Whenever you're trying to replace or even have a singer that you feel really connects with you, I mean, it's so difficult, aside from even having a drummer that locks in or a bass player. Everything is so instrumental, no pun intended, but in locking in a certain sound. Finding a vocalist is probably the hardest part. But no, there was nobody, and it was very frustrating. And that's what was the big joke when we finally found Chester. Was Scott Harrington and I were at South by Southwest, and he was just, he was like, "You're never going to find anybody." He goes, "But I may have this guy." Hence our drunken phone call to Chester.
That's usually how it happens.
Yeah, completely random. Life is always random. A random series of opportunities, and you've got to be prepared for them.
Yeah, that whole South by Southwest story is hilarious. Anybody who reads the book, like that was one of my favorite stories in there.